Light Collective. Ooh. Oh my goodness, if I had one more tower moment. Speaking of, I was getting ready to come on to the live stream and had a bit of a tower moment. I almost forgot to light my candle, which wasn't even the tower moment. There was two specific decks that came out, which could be of some significance. Maybe you have one or more of these. All right. And so I did get a message that was quite unexpected, which could be actually a synchronicity of your situation, because after looking at the cards here for you, honey bun, I see that somebody here, Love and Light Ari, I see that somebody here might be really disgruntled over the fact that they're still looking, it's kind of giving still, you've been at this, right? For that humble, sacred abode, right? That new dwelling space, that new home, new apartment, new crib, however the tag words you need for me to say are, okay, but I do see that you should not be giving up in this fight. I get it, you've been at this a while. With the Seven of Pentacles, and it's indicating patience, okay? Patience is key when you're waiting for that perfect moment or that perfect dwelling space, okay? Because in this case, we're talking 10 of Pentacles, right? And for some reason, it's giving me homestead and stability vibes, all right? And not really getting that it's connecting to a relationship like a 10 of Cups maybe. But it's definitely connecting to some sort of mental space activity with which you may classify as conflicted, all right? So we don't like that for you, of course, of course. So we're going to talk about this, especially since there was a whole tower moment to get the message out. Makes sense. You might be going through some of those, all right? So, tower moments are part and parcel of life. It's kind of how you say, perhaps, how you know you're alive, right? You're either going into a storm or coming out of one, all right? And no worries, because even where patience is asked of you, right? It's because you are already in alignment with that 8, whether you play pool or not, whether you have a magic 8 ball or not, right? It's really talking about you being in alignment. The Knight of Pentacles is that slowest moving knight. I get it. You've been at this. Hell, you've been conflicted a while too, right? But that ace is just around the corner. Aces, irregardless of the type, always connect back to divinity assisting you. All right, meeting you more than halfway, perhaps, right? But at least halfway. And, I say it that way because it's like, you guys, even when divinity's meeting you halfway, depending on the situation, depending on the sacrifice that has been asked of you, depending on the durability and the amount of strength required of you, it's like, and because halfway still feels like it maybe isn't close enough, right? But I need you to know, in those moments, you just need to check the ego, the fear space a bit, okay? So that you don't overarch the energy and then self-sabotage, okay? And I'm talking about that because we are speaking about a new beginning, but I do see in the cards at some point, yeah, I'm looking at it, okay, this 9 of Wands energy, which can be such great energy or not, right? Because it's really, long story short, what you make of it here, honey bun, okay? And of course, aces speak through divine breakthrough assistance, right? It's most likely, more times than not, ish you couldn't have performed out or even dreamt up all by yourselves, right? Again, no worries there, because you're not here to live all by yourselves, all right? Even those that are saying, what do you mean when I look to my left and or my right, there's literally no one? You're still not alone, okay? This life is far more spiritual than you may realize. And again, divine breakthrough assistance, really talking about maybe you don't see, perhaps, that you've got that all the time, but you do. And the more you really kind of ruminate over that truth, the more you keep it in the frontal space of the mental, all right? And kind of X out some of these swords, all right, so that you're not so miserable, perhaps, right, while already going through the gambit, right? I mean, your feelings are valid, right? You just want to make sure that they're not assisting you with, like, actually pulling the trigger kind of thing, right? Like, literally, no pun intended. Some of you are going through so much and for so long, and it could be connecting specifically for some of you, you know, to actually finding a space of your own, right? A humble abode or a mansion, right? Depending on who I'm reading for. This has been going on for some time. I get that. But be mindful to allow the feelings that really kind of serve you best to stay, and work out the other ones. Work past the other ones. It's not to say that the other ones too aren't just as valid, but are they helping, right? Like, it's like, you know, how, like, not every aspect of every part and parcel of truth needs to be, like, spoken out, right? Because it's obvious, kind of thing. So it's like, do you want to make it harder on yourselves, okay, regarding the hard aspects of the path? I mean, it's already hard enough, right? Makes sense? Okay. So there's that. And on the other side of it, you know, you're coming out in the energies of like King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, all right? You're calling judgment where judgment should be. You're communicating as you should be, and King of Pentacles, all right? I say that because I'm looking at the Lover's card as well as that Judgment card, okay? And the Ace actually talks about flight travel, as well as you could be seeing 3s and 5s. Which also reduce back to that 8. It's like you're in divine timing and you're doing your part. You need to honor that fact. And somebody here is going, yeah, but I don't have the space, but I don't know where I'm going to live. Yeah, but I'm homeless, right? And it's like, okay, but hold on, because divine timing is working for you. This is happening for you, not against you, right? And I know that that's like well and good for somebody to say outside of your box here. However, I'm really speaking to whomever may be inside of any box. Get out of the box, okay? Stop restricting yourselves as well as divinity in that, okay? And that's easier said than done. I get it for somebody who's not actually walking in your shoes. But I'm here to tell you that if you are receiving this message and you are capable of receiving this message, and I said what I said, you are more than capable of continuing on and really getting on the other side of that divine timing, irregardless of your situation, okay, into a fruitful path where you are happy, where you say to yourselves, it was all worth it. It's more than I imagined. I'm so grateful. In spite of the sacrifices, in spite of the pain, in spite of the sleepless nights, in spite of, you know, working 2 or more jobs, okay, in spite of not seeing your family as much as you'd like to or had planned, right? It's going to be all worth it. And you're going to have an experience that, you know what, on the other side of things, regardless of how you heal out of this, okay, some people might pay for that type of experience just to see how fruitful you are on the other side of that. Of course it took work. Of course it took faith, right? But you'll still be standing, even most of you by yourselves at this 10, okay? And you know what? I teach that to anyone who'll listen. You guys can make it to the 10 of anything in the tarot all by yourselves, inclusive of the 10 of swords. And that's why we talk about that mental space so much. You better honor who you are. You're backed by divinity. Now what? How would you lose? How would you be all distraught inside because what? You're fearing that divinity don't got you? You're fearing that you're not worthy of divinity to even like have you on their radar plus assist you? You should deal with that so that you're not actually 9 of wanding yourself, okay, or shooting yourselves in the foot here. So serious, you guys. So that must have urgently needed to come out to straighten someone's crown. Okay, you got this. You already have the crown. Okay, you've already won. You've already got that beautiful home, that beautiful dwelling, that beautiful space, right? I'm hearing somebody's looking for a studio space as well. Same deal. You could even be looking for a studio apartment. I heard studio, so take what that means for you and run with it. You guys claim this, okay? You are actively co-creating your experience here with life force energy. And life force energy, regardless of whether you call them God, Goddess, Source, Universe, Higher Selves, or fill in the name, okay? I'm so serious, you guys. Irregardless, you are talking the divinity that backs you. Of course, you're including at least that divine white light, right? That energy of purity, that energy of love, okay? And you guys, love is also likened to the essence, the energy, the entity of God, all right? It's really big stuff, you guys. This life is far more spiritual, or dare I say, let's make up a word, energetical, right? Oh my gosh. But energy don't lie, and energy's everything, you guys. And the love bunny came to read yours today, but I'm mindful it is for many of you perhaps a holiday weekend. Easter comes to mind, just saying. And I'm not here to say anything about that other than if you do celebrate, happy day, happy holy day to you. Happy Easter to you. All right. I'm also mindful, just the same, that many of you do not also celebrate. And so, really, you guys, I just kind of wanted an excuse to put the bunny ears on so we're not making it super religious around here. No worries, right? I do have a treat for us on Sunday for our self-care session, though, as well, keeping in mind with the holy day for some. All right, but again, not going actually religious, so no worries, okay? And definitely not here to ruffle feathers on the strength of that either, because again, trying to be inclusive, okay? So happy Easter to you, just the same. All right. So there's that, you guys. Oh, the bell has rung. Oh, I know why that happened. Hold on. The bell has rung. All right, we fixed it. I was like, wait a minute. So those that know what to do may do so now. Welcome in, you guys. Much love and light. And hopefully you're getting something out of today's messages, whether you connect, resonate, or enjoy the bunny or not. Okay? No worries. All right. So if we don't have any questions, no worries. The bell will again ring. I just felt like, you know what, since that other message had Heike, a tower moment attached to it, maybe that should come out the gate firstly here. So just put your question in, honey. The bell is rung, so it's okay. You can just put the question. So I'll just, if you could have put the question in, that would have been like a more streamlined situation. But you guys, the bell has rung, so I do see more coming in here. The bell has rung. If you know what that means, please be my guest, okay? If you don't know what that means, you guys, please check the description box below and scroll down to those live stream roles. They're surrounded by a bunch of asterisks. Makes sense. And please don't leave any one of those steps out, all right? All right, so Ari, I'm just going to ask that you go on ahead and check the description box. For some reason, I thought you knew the rules, babe, but I don't see you executing them, and that's not me picking on you. I'm just going to ask that you check the box. I'm definitely here to read your cards, no worries. All right, but I definitely need the live stream rules to be followed, okay? So thank you so much for joining, and thank you for your participation in the matter so far. I'm just going to ask that you guys kindly check the description box so that it's all orderly. And because what I don't want is when we get a lot of people on here and you're actually asking me your question, I want to be able to look at a glance and see, oh, that's a question versus this is just, you know, something being said in the chat. And it does really assist me with doing what I come on here to do. All right. So thank you for helping your girl. All right. And of course, I'm here to help you. So it's kind of a win-win, right? But it takes participation on both ends, if that makes sense. All right. So thank you for your participation. So you guys be sure that you're not doing just the all caps. There's more to it. And I'm not here to force feed the rules because I'm not here to strong arm you guys to actually get tarot readings for free from me. So if you would like that, you guys, please, I made all of the information available, and I believe you guys can actually get to that information. If for some reason you do need assistance, though, please do let me know. But I've tried my best to make sure that the live stream rules are available and pretty self-explanatory. So hopefully you two agree in that sentiment and participate in the live stream rules. Thank you so much for being here. And if you don't have any questions, you guys, that's cool too. If you can't think of a question when the bell rings the first time, no worries, you guys. The bell rings more than one time per live stream usually, okay? So I'm going to slide on into the next message. And the next round, I got you. Love and Light Esmeralda. And thank you guys for hanging out with your girl anyways, because guess what? We got to get those watch hours up. please and thank you, so I can come on here and give freebies all day and night, right? Wouldn't that be great? So yeah, that would help. That would help your girl out a lot too, just saying, right? So it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's a win-win if I'm helping you guys out and you guys can help me out and I can help you. I don't know, it's like how they say caring's sharing and sharing's caring, right? Just saying. So you guys, please check those live stream rules, all right? I need you guys to make sure you are subscribed here. And the reason why I say that, many of you probably have subscribed, but there are some streams-ish going on every now and again in YouTube land. So please, I implore you, triple check to make sure you're subscribed here. All right, and what that does is that assists me to get more of these free readings out to more beautiful souls like yourselves. And the more I'm able to do that, the more freebies you all get. So again, it's a win-win-win-win, right? I need you guys to make sure that you are asking the question in a way that I can answer either yes or no. All right? I need you guys to make sure you've clicked the like on this particular video and any other video that you've ever gotten a free tarot reading for the free yes/no from your girl. All right? You guys hit the like. Again, it assists the channel with being seen. Wouldn't that be phenomenal, right? Okay, if I do say so myself. And thank you so much for sharing the video. Thank you so much, you guys, for participating in the chats for each and every live stream session like you do. You guys show up and show out for each other and yourselves. I love that. That's probably my favorite part, if I do say so myself. And you guys, if these messages are resonating, they're hitting home, right? You're getting blessed. I don't mind you blessing your girl back, right? Tips, donations are also accepted. All of that information is listed in the description box below each and every video on this channel. And thank you for those that really, truthfully, wholeheartedly participate and really come here to shine separately and apart as well as together with your high vibe tribe here. All right, much love and light, you guys. I literally have the best collective hands down. Nobody's telling me any differently. Like, I need you guys to know that I think of you and I can't help but to smile, like physically smile out. It doesn't matter what's going on around me. I carry you guys in my heart. I carry you guys with me in spirit and in truth. All right. And I really appreciate you guys coming on, and I really appreciate you guys helping your girl out. All right. That's what I'm here to do. Hope you guys, of course. And I'm here to do my part. Thank you for doing yours in the matter as well. It really works so much better when we're all in it to win it kind of thing. And we do win. Each and every time we are in it to win it. Makes sense? I love that about us. Much love and light, collective. All right. So let's see here. I just think, firstly, I'll ask, but I'm like, why is there like, are you thinking that Caj, C-A-J, is soulmate or something? I just wonder why the energy feels like you're just like you care too much about why that person said that. Right? I think this person just loves attention and is getting attention from maybe some other people, a couple other people. Oh, is this your counterpart? Dang, yeah, I get that. Well, you're still being asked to call judgment and just do you. I mean, the reason why I'm saying that, okay, the King of Cups leading to the Walk Away card, aka the Eight of Cups, from who? You, Queen of Cups, okay? That's painful and everything, I get it, but this person is over here, like, trying to get outside validation, outside of you. So that's never, it doesn't matter about your looks, it doesn't matter about your race, creed, sexual orientation. That person in that type of programming, we'll call it, since the brain is likened to that of a supercomputer, that person operating out of that heart space, we'll talk about that as well as ego, right? they're not conducive to like being loyal to you. So maybe you want to even look at it as the fact that divinity supporting you, like your guides, the goons out of your guides, because we got all kinds of protection out there, right? Won't allow this person to stay in your energy. You know, it's so funny, you guys. I've been there too, like dead ass, I have. And it's like, it's so funny, like you want to be like, no, this isn't right, like this isn't fair. And it's like, that's the best outcome for what you got rocking with that situation, with that person in those current energies that you could ask for. Whole time you're like, but it's not enough because I don't have them. Whole time divinity and your guides are saying, no, you're not going to get the karma that they're rocking with right now. Like you are being provided protection and love on the strength of not having that mofo, whether counterpart or not, right? Not even trying to throw shade or be disrespectful. It's just like, you know what, you guys, excuse me, we throw around the terms like soulmate, twin flame, right? Other half, counterpart, kingdom spouse. And it's like, and what of it? Because when you read the energy, if the energy ain't given in, energy is everything, right? People will lie to you. Energy won't. You can lie to yourselves about the energy that you're getting from someone. And even if you say, well, I'm not really understanding that I'm an energy reader of sorts, you can write down the history and look at it. And if you take your own emotions out of the equation, you're going to clearly see in black and white right there, this person's not treating you well. So right there you go, oh, access denied. Like, I don't need somebody else taken from me. I don't need somebody else tripping me up in my emotions, you know, with the high highs and the low lows. I can do bad all by myself, right? And that's exactly what you're expected to do right now. And it's almost like you know this, and it's almost like you know on the other side of doing this person probably will be trying back around. Probably right around the next Mercury retrograde. And even then, Spirit's saying walk away, all right? Because this person needs work. And that would be at the behest of divine timing. And that's the best I can give you on a free yes, no, babe. Hopefully that's making sense, but woo-wee. You know what? Energy don't lie. People do. Okay? Please don't self-sabotage and get glitched up on this. Just because they're watching your social media, just because you feel like you should watch theirs, okay? It's just going to lead to more heartache and more conflict. Hot, cold, yes, no. I don't know. How about now? Maybe you got life to live and stuff to do in it, right? That has nothing to do with this person tripping you up. So you just walk on and do you. All right. And that you get to the 10 all by yourself. Once you get to the 10 of cups all by yourself, which talks about you're built up in your faith about your own capabilities, the capabilities of divinity backing you, inclusive of getting actual love, getting actual reciprocity and connection. Boom, big bam, boom, there it comes. But you do you. Okay. So that you can get to that. Irregardless of whether or not this emperor is that person or not. I asked, is it? And it's a yes. Okay, so if you want that person that you, K-A-J, whoever that is. All right? That's what you got to do. Do you. That's what I have for you, Ari. All right? Okay. All right, let's see here. Love and Light Orange Siona. Okay, let me see here, babe. Oh, next month, it's a no. Let's see here. You will have communication by the end of the summer season here. Well, hopefully that makes sense for you. So I would say before September, right? You do have communication. Regarding job opportunity. Let me see how that ends. Okay, and that's going to take you out of the current conflicted energy and over into having money. That'd be great, right? That's great. So you know what you do? You call in that job by claiming it. Thank the universe, thank God, thank Goddess, however you subscribe here, and plug in what you're thankful for about that job. I'm grateful that it affords me, you know, whatever money you're looking for, obviously, yes, but money's not everything. So what else? It affords me the ability to still do whatever hobby. It affords me flexibility in my schedule, right? It's close to my, you know, dwelling space, my house, all right? Things like that. So you really, by the time it comes in, it's like, pfft, that was worth the wait, you know, otherwise you're chanting it. Like, or is it just worth the wait to find out how to be grateful for something else you don't necessarily love, right? Like, you're in charge of co-creating what you want to experience and receive here. So hopefully that makes sense as to why you should get specific about why you're grateful for the job that the divine already brought you. Because you know how before you can even ask, all right, ... And if you believe, you've already received before you can even ask. Make sense? All right, hopefully that makes sense. Okay. Love and light, Sean. Love and light, blessed one. So please, blessed one, please check that description box, babe. You guys need to be sure that you are subscribed here and that you've hit the like on the video as well. Please and thank you if you're asking for a free yes, no, all right? And you're very welcome. Oh, no, I don't want to hide it. Sorry, guys, I'm screwing up my chat box. You're very welcome, Orange Siona. Watch Love and Light, babe. Okay, let me see here. The next in line, I believe, is Stephanie. Let me just make sure. 1 second, Stephanie. Esmeralda, please check that description box, babe. All right. I'm not trying to be a meanie to anybody here, I promise, but we just have to have order so that you're helping your girl out, okay? Long story short. Your girl can use all the help she can get. So thank you, because I'm here to help you guys. So I'm not going to feel bad about asking for help when y'all need to just go ahead and check the box for the rules, all right? Okay, let's see here, Stephanie. Love and light. Okay. Yep, that's a yes. It could heal you out of some sort of financial difficulty. All right. If you've not already done so, Stephanie, I would invite you to watch the movie. It's a documentary style movie. It's an hour and a half long called The Secret. It's free here on YouTube. All right. And when you watch that, you can plug in exactly how you want to see, dare I say, experience things to go down, referable to that investment, you know? How much? What are you wearing? What do you do? What will you actually execute next? Referable to things like estate planning on the strength of it, right? Because if you really believe that, you would have that mapped out, right? It's kind of like if you really believed that you were going to be hired for, like, let's say some sort of executive job, right? And the executive position that you're looking to fill and that you are laying claim to, perhaps. This is just an example. You know, there's certain responsibilities that you know you'd have to, like, perhaps infiltrate some sort of aspected troubleshooting measures, etc., right? And so it's like, you know, it's one thing to go to the interview and say, like, well, I've had previous experience, but, you know, it's best to put, like, a level of thought, at least to some measure and degree, on how specifically referable to that company you would execute next steps even before you got the job, right? Because you believe that it's working out well and you have that job, and you know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, worst thing that can happen is, you know, they pass you over, all right? Well, here's the sitch. You're still preparing towards your next steps, towards that next job in that industry. Makes sense? Okay, and I know we're not talking finances, or excuse me, we're not talking you know, employment, we're talking finances, but you can plug in exactly the aspect of the gist in the truth of the matter on how to really call things in, you guys. You are able to manifest, and usually often as you desire, because many of you, especially if you found this channel, you're often also as you desire in alignment with you know, your very path, okay, irregardless of how many dreams, goals, and wishes fulfillment are or are not attached to it. You're still here to do big stuff, okay? So of course you should live expectantly, and of course you should manifest expectantly as well, right? Could you imagine if you put in that investment and thought immediately and then couldn't get out of it? Oh my God, that's the worst investment I've ever made in my life. That investment is just going to give me a barrel of nickels at best, right? Like, it's like, oh my goodness, you're taking that whole entire life force energy that divinity has gifted you with, and that you essentially are, long story short, and shooting yourself in the foot, right? You're telling the entire universe and all of its energies and all of your assistants, all right, that what you want is that barrel of nickels, because you keep talking about it, right? Whole time you're talking about it, though, because that's not what you want. That's not what you want. But you're focused on this freaking barrel of nickels, right? Day and night, you're dreaming about the barrel, right? What do you think's going to happen? You're going to get, you know, maybe 2 barrels of nickels, which could still be, you know, a plentiful blessing, but definitely not what you signed up for, all right? It's definitely not um, representative all you deserve, right? So you guys be mindful. You are powerful even in that mental space to create chaos or heaven on earth for you guys. So serious. Love and light, Green Palace. All right, so no worries, Sean. All right, let's see here. So the next one in the chat, Esmeralda. Okay. Okay, Esmeralda, you're going to have to give me another question, babe, because I'm pretty sure the last live stream we were asking about that person calling. And I'm not here to rip up your seeds of manifestation, babe. I wish you guys would quit asking me to do that. I'm so serious, because it's like, yikes. All right. What else do you have going, Esmeralda, that we could talk about? What are you putting seeds into that we could ask, hey, how's that going? How's it going to end, right? What else are you wondering besides the Leo? Right? Let's do other stuff so we make room for energies to come in. And then we maybe on the other side don't have to ask as many questions. Just be living and enjoying the seeds and fruits of manifestation left and right. And that's what I want for you, Esmeralda, and anyone connected to my collective. So please give me another question, babe. I'm not here not to read your cards, but I'm not here to rip up seeds of manifestation for anybody, myself included. And you are very welcome, Stephanie. Okay, let's see here, Green Palace. You know, it's giving no, right? But hear me out. We've got the Chariot coming out simultaneously with the Seven of Swords, leading to the Hermit card, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Oh my God, I hope that's not the case. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait, hold on a second. Okay, it's not the case. All right, just checking. I was like, oh, hold on. Yeah. I don't know if your mother owns property that she could actually remortgage that to some degree, or finance a bit differently to be able to live off of that money. Because I don't see like her moving in a shaken anytime soon. Like, I'm not here to word curse, right? But it's funny. It's like the Chariot is a yes, right? But it came out simultaneously with that Seven of Swords, which talks about basically like missing out, being taken from, which isn't really applicable, but it's like the loss, right? Especially leading into that Hermit, which really talks about just not a lot of movement, you know? And then the Wheel of Fortune really giving that close of cycle energy. But I do see that something connecting to property could put her in a little bit better positioning to maybe just kind of live out. You know, I don't, it seems like she might be battling some sort of illness, perhaps, whether mental or physical, that is stagnating the situation, right? But I don't get that she's really going to be like, I mean, it's not giving yes. I'm sorry. I hate that though, really. But then again, if she's got property, or if she's got a way to save up something that she trades in, like if she has any aspected stocks or something, maybe I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, right? But I just don't think it's through the way that you're expecting, or maybe that she's expecting if you're asking on her behalf, which would be like the employee route, right? There are ways to have your own business, especially online nowadays, but really that Four of Pentacles just keeps connecting back to property of some sort. So hopefully that resonates. I'm not exactly sure what more. Oh, she has major depression. Nothing in her name. Well, um, sometimes, people can give you property, you know, people can leave, as it were, and leave behind. I do see calmer waters. However, it's kind of more going back to that mental space, like how you view the situation. If you, or dare I say, if your mom could somehow um, remain more positive, remain more calm, I think that the same situation, even though it might be still considered dire straits, might not be as pain filled, if that makes sense. And I'm not really saying physically, but in the sense of, feeling stuck and then really believing the illusion that you're only stuck, right? Because it's like, what of it if she doesn't work? She could still make something. She could still have the next $1 million idea. She could still create a patent and sell it. She could, you know what I mean? Like it's giving, where there's a will, there's a way, right? But not if you're not being positive about it. So I would say definitely assist her with whatever kind of forms and measures of medical assistance, whether mental health or otherwise, medication or otherwise, because that's really going to keep her boosted so that she can kind of get out of that cycle of lack, that mindset of lack, and hopefully, obviously, to stop putting that in the forward focus, right? Because that can, you know what, if you sit there and think about everything you don't have in the current moments, you're going to be depressed. I mean, if you sit there and think about all of that, I mean, many of us have a lot of needs, in our current state. However, at the same time, it's really best to do the work, to study, to show yourselves approved on this, you guys. And there's a lot of information out there, and you got to cross-reference, and you got to do your own prayers and meditations about it. But, where there's literally a will, there is a way, unless and until you actually believe that that's not the truth. And that's really going back to, that scriptural quote of, my people perish for they know not, right? Well, the thing is, Green Palace, you can be on medication, right? And then it works, and then it doesn't. You can also be on medication, and then it's like, it never worked. It just makes you sick. And then when you go from medication to medication trying, perhaps, you start just not really wanting to even do it. So I get that as well. And again, it does go back with the mental space activity. If she could actually, maybe meditation works better than medication for her. Different strokes for different folks. There are people that do need medication, and they do fight taking the medication as well. And I think maybe that's why I was like, you know what, help her with making sure that she is doing what she knows she's supposed to do. Now, I would say it this way: if you know it works for her, because sometimes with certain aspects of illness, some people don't like to actually be in that state of awareness where they're checked all the way in, because it's quite daunting, right? It's like, what the fuck? Who am I? Right? Especially if you've been checked out for a while. Some people, they get addicted to some of those low lows the same way others are getting addicted to the high highs, right? Because it's like the comfort zone. Yeah. Perception. I don't know why I want to say that word, perspection. I don't even know if it's a word. Perception is key, right? And persistence, as well as positivity. So those are 3 P's your mom needs to really be known and loving. So maybe invite her to the channel. I don't know if that's a thing. If not, send her love and light, and know that, you putting your petition to the universe is often more times effective than screaming, however silently or not, in another person's face. Okay. You can't push somebody beyond the limitations that they're willing to push their own selves past. But you know what else is a great shining example and a great inspiration, if I do say so myself? You doing you to the point where you're leading by example. All right. It's giving talk less and just do you more in that sense. Now, if you're in a situation where your mom's mental health is part of your everyday environment, right? If you live together and things like that, then, you know, you really do need to make sure that you're having your right and proper boundaries, that, you know, of course, everyone in the home is safe, kind of thing. Because if that's not the case, mental health issue or not, you know, somebody got to go. You know what I mean? Whether it's you or not, because you can't really be offering up your entire life for somebody to start to take the reins in maybe a latter part of theirs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so boundaries, Green Palace, okay? And you know what? It's so quick and easy, you guys, to be like, why me? Why am I stuck like this? Long story short, more times than not, okay, on the other side of you just perhaps, and this is not me coming for you, Green Palace, this is just for anyone who can really resonate with you, because you're not alone in being in this type of predicament of sorts, right? Um, Long story short, you guys, when you find that you can't get away from, you know, your teachers, we'll call them that, okay? I could get a little more uglier and get more specific, but it's a good day to have a great day, so we won't go down that rabbit hole, no pun intended, just saying. So there's that. But you guys, long story short, it's because, you know what, maybe you do need to work on having boundaries more, especially where it counts with those connections that maybe perhaps you're fearing, and you got to check, I'm not projecting it onto you, might not stand the test of time, might not stand the test of boundaries. And again, I'm the messenger, but I'm still saying, and what of it? Because at the end of the day, you've got to choose you in love and in light, okay? You're not here to save everyone beyond the means and measures and the strength that, you know, people that you know and love carry, right? A true healer, right? Even in the non-professional sense, you're not healing somebody past the point of them doing the work, okay? It's not even healing to try to always and in always chew up somebody's food and feed it into their vessels the way that baby birds receive ish. Just saying, okay? It's not that type of timeline, I promise. If anything, you're here to lead by example. You're here to share your experiences and knowledge based on the strength of those experiences. And you're here, of course, still to this day, go figure, to learn and grow your souls. Okay? No, nowhere on the menu is it, you know, hand your life over, give up all your hopes, dreams, wishes, give up all your money for the what? Right? This is why we say not everybody can go where we're going into this new earth energy, which again is conscious based. Right now, you guys, heads up. The timelines are really fragmented in the sense that you can literally, it's almost kind of giving, if you guys ever watch that show, The Dome, it's kind of giving like there are certain of us that can reach beyond that dome because we're going beyond that dome, right? I'm hearing that Cake song again. We're going the distance, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Going for speed, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, right? And it's like there are other people that we're standing next to, perhaps, that we know and love, perhaps, okay? And they can't go where we're going. And that has to be okay. Because if you have a problem with that, you got to take that issue up with divinity. That's not even outside of that realm of scenario. I'm so serious. So watch yourselves, right? Because again, going back to, haven't you ever really insisted, no, I want this outcome. No, I want this job. No, I want this lover. They're the best for me. No, I want my counterpart. They're me, right? And it's like whole time what you're actually asking for is like perhaps an ass whooping, right? Like literally, perhaps. Not saying divine has an intention to do that to you, but in the sense that maybe that lover you're insisting on, you know, getting into your grasp might actually do that. Do you want to F around and find out that that's literally the case? Right? Some of you need to just be grateful that your guides are protecting you through whatever freaking rejection is necessary, all right, to keep you alive. Okay? Love and light, intuitive soul angel. Yeah, Green Palace, that's okay. At the end of the day, you have to know that divine has those people. They are part and parcel of the universe or not. I have to say it that way because not everybody is cut from the same cloth, as it were. Makes sense, okay? Even from one star seed to the next, not the same. So there's that, and that's okay. At the end of the day, you guys, if you find like you're just welling up with all this emotion, with all this fear, with all this worry, you need to address the root. And the root goes like this. I don't trust the universe backing me, my child, my situation. I don't trust the universe to feed me, to keep me safe, right? Like, and also, let's not forget you, because there's no separation. I don't trust myself. Oh my God. Really? But you're still standing now. Why won't you give yourself the credit? How the heck would you still stand if you had no part in it? How the heck would you still stand if you weren't backed by divinity, in spite of the storms, in spite of the trauma, and in spite of the abuse? Make it make sense. All right, so now that you've gotten your, oh, hold on. I'll wait. Yep, okay. Now that you've gotten your crown straightened, right? What will you do? And again, it goes back to that perception, right? The world will ask you to look outside of yourselves for just about anything, right? Want to know why that is? Because the whole time you're looking outside of yourselves, you're not really looking towards your own oh my God, why? Eligibility in the matter. All right. And what are you eligible for? Your birthright, your birthright energy, your birthright abundance, calm, peace, and serenity, right? Pentacles too, babe. Don't forget the pentacles. Just saying. Okay. You've got to know who you are versus who you are not. Because the world will tell you you're like the next guy and the next girl and the next one. The world will tell you you're like your tax bracket, right? And you would possibly high-key fall prey to the illusion, even in spite of New Earth being built around you. Makes sense? And you're here, if you found this channel, to assist with building New Earth. So, of course, Divine is going to be like, you better go on ahead and straighten the crown, honey, before I got to do it for you, right? And sometimes, you guys, less is more. You doing your part is so much easier oftentimes than when Divine has to come in and really kind of coach you through it. Just so serious, all right? So that's for someone. As I look down at that strength card that we've got to talk about with today's, you're very welcome, Green Palace, with today's message. Let me just make sure I didn't skip over anyone. All right, I do see you, Raymond. All right, I do see you, Esmeralda. Let's see here. Ooh, I love tattoos, you guys. I was just thinking earlier today, I'm like, I want another one. Yes, I'm getting yes, all right? Not going to lie to you, the Three of Swords card came out simultaneously with this 10 of Pentacles, which apparently wants to be heavily showcased today. I don't mind. But anyway, it's giving, that would probably have a 2-for-1 purpose for you. It's like, yeah, that also produces Pentacles, and it also gets you out of your head and your emotion space, so that when you're outside of that, you're in what's called the flow space, especially if you're creating, which makes sense, tattoos are creating, right? So it's giving a win-win, win-win-win, and that, yes, you should. And that's a beautiful question. Thank you so much, Esmeralda, for checking out something else through the tarot. I love that for you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's see. I think the next person was Raymond. All right. All right, so Raymond, same deal. We're going to ask about somebody else, okay? Because I don't know how many times you need the cards to say yes, right, until you believe. And I'm not going to help you not believe by coddling you through the tarot, if that makes sense. I love you too much, Raymond. I'm so serious. I'm not here to get in the way between you and your wife. I'm here to assist your wife and you to vibrationally match, which means you got a bit of work to do, babe. And that's okay. She's off doing the work in her own way as well. All right? Okay? Because you can't get to the same page without doing the work. And you asking through the tarot is delaying the situation. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not here to help you delay anything. All right? So if you can ask another question, Raymond, if you're still here, I really appreciate that, because I'm not going to honor that first one, because to do so would be me entering into an agreement of sorts. Life is far more spiritual than you may realize here, Raymond, just saying. To basically make sure that the seeds of manifestation, as you've got them planted, turn rotted. All right? I'm not here for that. And we don't abuse tarot here, okay? You guys, stop trying me. I'm going to be like Tyler Tarot. Stop trying me. Stop trying me, right? Like, I'm not here. Like, he says, stop talking to me, I know. But I don't want you guys to stop talking to me. I want you guys to stop trying me on this because I'm getting tired. And I don't want to be tired when I come on these live streams. I want to be jazzed up, ready to go to do big-ish, which has nothing to do with ripping up any seeds of anybody's manifestation or anything, right? Garden or not, okay? Sorry, you guys. I turned my I turned my light on with the clapper. You guys got me clapping in here too much. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. Intuitive Soul Angel. A new card before August. Before August. Okay. All right. Oh, that's not, no, it's giving not before August, but September with the 9 of Wands. Yeah, we got 2 clear no cards, right? Just so serious. Not that I love to talk about that, but I love to talk about the 9th month, okay, which is giving September. So the month was the issue, not the car, if that makes sense. Here's the thing, you don't want to rush no kind of car manifestation anyhow, because ain't nobody got any time for a lemon, just saying. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to make lemonade out of cars. out of mobility even. It's too risky. Oh my goodness. No, Raymond, you're not going to spend Easter together, okay? But if it does help you to know, the answer to your first question was a yes, specifically the Queen of Cups. But now what, Raymond? You know what I mean? Like, I want you to have so much to answer to now what, other than just continuing to be like in that waiting room and sad and in pain. You know what I mean? Because at some point you got to believe you're worthy of more than that in life, in spite of somebody else executing their free will, as it were, right? It's not really loving if you strong arm the person into, you know what I mean, into compliance. Love me now, right? Like, I don't want to name names, but I've seen some celebrities try that ish. It don't work, not for long, no. Not even with all that money and all that ass. Just saying. All right. So now what of it, Raymond? Right? You're doing better right now, Raymond. You're doing better right now. Give yourself the chance to recognize that. That's all. Maybe you're the one being hard on yourself throughout this, right? Close that cycle, Raymond, and learn the lessons. That's all. It's not a punishment to learn. We're all here to learn and grow our souls. Myself, my soul included, right? So I'm not judging you. Only love and light, okay? But I will fight my collective if they're trying to fight their own seeds of manifestation. Everybody here knows that. If you don't know now, you know. All right, so no worries, okay? I'm fighting in love and in light, I promise, because I truthfully love and light each and every one of my collective members, whether we met 14 seconds ago or tomorrow, okay? I'm so serious. And you can ask divinity about that one, all right? Okay. Okay, so let me see here. I think we're good to go with the message, right? I just want to make sure. No, we're good. We got Esmeralda. Yep, and we got Stephanie. Okay, we're good. Bear with me, you guys. I don't have mods on here with me at the moment, so it's taking me a little bit longer to get through some aspects of what I have to do through the chat. Bear with me. And I really hope you guys stick with me today, because there's something for everybody here. It's a bit of like different, like small readings that came out. So from what I can see, they're not all connected, even though it is a general collective message. All right, so the next one to come out here, hold on one second, because I screwed up my, wait, hold on a second. I screwed up my positions. All right, here we go. Okay, now this is actually, not gonna lie, the first message that I got. I actually started pulling these cards yesterday because I wanted to give myself time between yesterday and the time of me coming on, right? And you know what is so funny? That's all right, nothing just happens. This is so funny to me though. Hold on, because my Virgo chart placement wants to like cringe at this. So I'm working through this. Hold on one second. But I know I know that I know, because I know what this says, that it's the message. So please don't get it twisted. It's the message. But I'm working through this because this says lonely dragon, right? And it says life can be sad, but don't despair, right? And this is pulled from the Inspirational Visions Oracle, all right? Really integrating aspects of inner child, right? And I like it because it does connect us with that, often through fairy tales. Okay, but I opened up the page to Fire Dragon, not Lonely Dragon. But hear me out. The message stands. It says, dragons live within our minds, and we must harness their fire. Okay. Some days you may feel so angry about an event that you want to breathe fire and brimstone and shout and cry all at once. It's only human to be that way because life has many pitfalls. Venting your desperate emotions is healthy and important, but within boundaries, of course. Okay. And so I could be speaking to somebody in the collective who resonates with, like, okay, I really would love to not always and always be alone, right? Well, here's a sitch. Stop thinking that you are, because my goodness, why would you even create some aspects of that? And please also know you can't create that whole entire situation, because divine right and rule has part and parcel to say about that. And you're never always and in always alone, right? Like, hello, right? So retweet the crown there, honey. Just whether guy, girl, what have you. I'm so serious. All right. But I could be speaking to somebody who's like around somebody, whether friend with benefits, whether paramour or more or not. Okay. They're in your energy, and long story short, perhaps they're in your energy because at the end of the day, you don't want to be alone. Don't enjoy your own company much. Why would that be? Right? Shouldn't even be around anybody unless you can join in the enjoyment of your own company. Otherwise, what kind of sourpuss type of energy or face are you bringing to anybody else's table, inclusive of your own, right? Like, what? We don't do that there. So please don't be that one that is toxically available because you are toxically codependent in that way. And that's not me saying you're a bad person. It's just me asking you to identify what you are participating in. And it would be codependence to your detriment, which obviously has to be itemized as toxic if we're looking at this with actual clarity type lenses. Makes sense? And not the rose colored ones, just saying. Um, and so I'm speaking to some people from the collective here that really do perhaps need some coursework, continuance, referable to emotional regulation, self-regulation. And you know what? It happens to the best of us. So again, no stigma, no shame attached, right? It just is what it is. And it's nice to brush up on these just so that we keep ourselves built up as well. So we're not really triggered and ultimately are unfuckable. Makes sense? All right. So this first card out of my red flag deck here, it says, when I am not happy with myself, I become inconsiderate to others. I can act resentful and distance myself from people for months without addressing the issue. When I fail to set boundaries with others, I become angry with myself for days. When I'm angry, my immediate response is to get even. I have addictive tendencies when I need to cover up emotions. Okay, so, you want to make sure you're not pointing any fingers here, honey bun, because you would have that many more pointing back at you. And gosh, you wouldn't want to be found being the only one who didn't take a look at you, would you? Right? Preventative maintenance also comes to mind, whether you've had a recent blowout or blow up referable to this type of energy or this type of dark aspected personality or not. Okay. So be mindful not to, endorse dummy games, because you can't be the one that is confused when Amazon drops off the dummy prizes at your doorstep. Makes sense? Like, it's like you were asking for that. Okay, you would have to face your inner you and coach yourself out of some of those addictive aspects of your personality, yes, but some of the toxicities as well, right? Can't go tit for tat. How is that, unless we're talking, I bless you. Uh, I bless you. I bless you, right? Like, we're not doing tit for tat in the new earth energy other than that, right? You could have a blessing match. Gone are the days for pissing ones, though. Just so serious, okay? Can't be that one. All right. Today, notice all the little ways you are loved, nurtured, and supported. okay? And ask the universe to show you more of how you are loved and supported, right? And ask expectantly, not in the sense of like, because I'm already in my bitterness type of energy, because I feel like, because I fear like you haven't blessed me in a while, right? Like, really? Are you kidding? Did you not breathe 3 times in a row? Like, some people can't even do that right now. Are you serious right now? The right thing to do isn't always easy, collective, but it's easier to know you did it than to hate that you didn't, okay? And this could be really talking about forgiveness of others, yes, but also forgiveness of yourself. You know, takes 2 to tango, takes 2 or more to tit for tat, just saying, okay? Today, fall in love with all the little taken for granteds that make this world so darn wild and dynamic. The planetary design team really went all out on this one. Trees, flowers, clouds, hills, gentle breezes, touchscreen technology, right? Okay. There's stuff to be grateful for if you'd only lay claim to it. You don't even have to look as hard as some of you have looked for love. I'm so serious, okay? And referable to forgiveness of self here. Only one card. Oh, we've got 2. I stand corrected. Okay. So the first card comes out indicating, I forgive myself for inviting the experience of suffering by creating attachments to a specific outcome. I choose to believe that although I may have preferences, life is working to bring me something even greater than I could have ever imagined. So heavy theme about make sure you're checking yourself about what you want, okay? Especially if you didn't get it and you want to kind of have a hissy fit or a temper tantrum about it. Should you? I forgive myself for looking to others for proof that I am worthy of love and acceptance. I choose to believe that it is in those lapses in external validation that I am able to cultivate a truer understanding of my innate ability to be loved, trusted, and valued. So somebody here, you know, you're raging a little too hard perhaps, and to the point of not being able to see clearly, okay? And really, this is to your detriment because you're not able to see clearly, not even about things that are working against you, but things, people, places that are working for you, that lay claim to you and that love you, right? Lay claim to you, meaning like they back you in a supportive manner, not in a possessive manner, just to be clear, okay? So there's that, all right? So those resonating with this, you're being guided to really kind of use sound vibration for healing. This could be just something as simple as, you know, a few old jams of yours, right? Anything to get you moving, shaking, anything to distract you out of the current vibration. Really going towards sound is the reference there, okay? Not necessarily the lyrics, but please be mindful of the lyrics, right? You don't want to be like rocking with that same jump off that like keeps you crying in the ugliest of senses, right? Because you have other stuff to do, honey, like smile and be grateful and live, right? And so with this road to Oz, there could be some significance to the story of Oz. Um, I'm saying Oz, hold on, because I'm getting I'm getting that prison show, you guys, that started on HBO many years ago, Oz. Oh my gosh, that's so funny with that guy. His character's name, I forget. I don't know if I ever knew the actual actor's name, but the character's name's Adubisi, and he always had like this funny little like miniature skull cap that he like rolled up. I swear it was like it looked like a hat condom. Because he was all bald on top of it, so like it really was like, what are you talking about? And he was such a scary character, and he was always like, anytime he had to say his name, he goes Adubisi. Like, so I don't know, maybe there's some significance to any of that. I'm not sure why I got that from the road to Oz, but long story short, stay on your path here, honey bun. Okay, because you are making ground. It's just giving you know, if anything, you might subscribe to being battle weary at this point, and validly so. Okay, you've been through a lot, you've been doing a lot, you've been alchemizing a lot, and this is why, of course, you've got the support of divine forces, because you are a lot. Makes sense? Ooh. Yeah, I know. It feels bittersweet sometimes. I get that. But keep going, right? The Fae are coming out here, showing up, and in assistance for you, collective. Of course, makes sense. You could also, like your girl, love tulips. I think they're one of my favorite flowers, tulips. And you know what, I could never really decide which one I liked best between like the red, the yellow. I really do love the yellow, and the oranges though. Play games of wonder with the fairies, this card states. Okay, so really talking about inner youth, inner child wisdom, perhaps as well. And keeping that sense of wonderment alive. You can't be so down, depressed, and pressed all the time. And if you find that you are, you've got to be truthful to yourselves about that, right? Why? So that you can wallow in it and do nothing? No, in fact, so that you stop perhaps doing that kind of lifestyle and instead combat it towards, right, a different trajectory. It's like, oh crap, I woke up feeling like ish today. Are you serious right now? Maybe you've got to get back in bed, not to stay in it, but to really allow yourselves with your own magic, with your own power, with your own divinity, the divinity within, the divinity that backs you, right, to transmute, alchemize, right, and call in some different energies for you. Then step back out the bed and try again, right? Just saying, you don't have to rock with that pesky proverbial lot in life. Well, I made my bed. Well, the doctor said, right? Like, because then you're creating that, you're in charge doing that with you, about you and your health and your mental and your pentacles. And gosh, shouldn't it be pretty by now, right? We're talking about these things so that they can be damn sure beautiful later, perhaps, right? But not any longer than you would have ultimately perhaps had to wait if you kept shooting yourselves in the foot, if you kept punching your manifestations back as you were grabbing for them, right? So we don't do that though, remember, so it's all good here. The gnome of mushrooms and buttons came out from the Fae deck that was consulted after the phase showed up. Okay, and it says, seek silliness and joy. They are wise teachers, right? You know how children learn from playing, right? They learn how to be bakers and doctors and lawyers and cashiers and nurses and doctors, right? So here's the same deal with manifestation. If you know, right, that you're going to be a lawyer someday, perhaps, you better start acting like it now. Okay, you better start learning the laws like they too know them now, right? So that when you get to the point of actual certification, you're well on your way, right? You're not feeling like, gosh, I've got nothing but this certification. Hope it works. Hope they hire me. Hope I win the case, right? No, you would just be already with the confidence. Like, people would be talking about your bougie at that point. Like, gosh, just because they passed the bar, they think blah, blah, blah. Yes, the hell, you did pass the bar, and unapologetically so. So call it bougie if you gotta, but unapologetically, I am who I am, right? Because you earned it. You've crafted it as well. You had to take a level of discipline, right? Persistence, okay? Because you don't just get handed the bar certification, even when you know people. Just saying, all right? It's not, you know? So there's that. Owl song, whisper secrets to the moonlight, find strength and stillness. So owls do always speak of wisdom, okay? Sometimes they do bring other messages with them. In this particular case, not the case so much, all right? You could be seeing an owl in significance to confirmation that certain aspects of this message today were for you, collective, and or you have been seeing an owl or hearing an owl, okay? But either way, you're asked to find strength in the stillness, meaning you've done your part, some of you, okay, and you're feeling like or fearing like your back is up against the wall. It's like you've been trying to get a job. There's just, I mean, nobody's trying to hire you. In that stillness, you need to connect with the divinities that are backing. I didn't even mean to say plural, but here we are talking about it. That are backing you. It's giving, and there are many, right? Because on the other side of that, you're at least going to feel better. You maybe won't have a job on the other side of it, but you might. Should you take the chance to not F around and find out? Should you take the chance to not put your prayers and petitions out there? Okay? And even as you do, should you take the chance of not doing it faithfully? Ooh. Because see, some of you are so quick to pray, so quick to meditate again and again and again and again. And really, you're using that, okay, as a form of Band-Aid because you are delusioning yourself into believing that you're not fearing. That's why it's really important to get to the root of what you're thinking and feeling, because what of it? Thoughts can be projected onto, same deal as emotions. So they're not even yours to begin with, always and in all ways. Should you feed off of every thought and emotion just because you've got access to them, or more aptly stated, perhaps they've got access to you in the current moments? No, instead you should call your energy back, right? Put the kibosh on that so damn fast, to the point where your faith doesn't even dip in the matter. And faith really is a leaky substance. You guys have to keep it built up. Do you have time to just let it drop just for funsies because you wanted to listen to that song that made you think about Richard? Right? Make it make sense for you, okay? That's for somebody. The Mandragora Mother came out as well, last but certainly. Oh, it's not even last. um, Find the secrets hidden in the brambles, okay? When you slow down long enough, you can see clearly what's all around you and what's in you, okay? Some of you have been moving so fast through the timeline and so fast through the ascension, the coursework even, right? And it's not like to poo-poo that, right? Because you guys are doing the damn thing. You guys are spiritual baddies. You guys are definitely not wet behind the ears spiritually or otherwise. You guys are moving and shaking, and you guys are in alignment. However, part of the course is staying in alignment for such a time as this, whenever you find and receive this message, okay? Finding and receiving, two different things, just saying, you guys, okay? So hopefully somebody's receiving this, okay? When you actually get to the part where you realize with clarity what all is going on, what all you are, who all you are versus are not, okay, you can really start executing next steps, which could mean like, you know what, I no longer am accessible to this group of people. You know what, I no longer think this way because I know too much not to, right? You know what, I don't speak this way because I know too much not to, right? And also, I also understand if and when the call, the command from divinity is to slow down, I should, I will, right? Many of you teeter around the should a lot more than you maybe want to even actually own up to. But again, call to authenticity. Now is not the time to pussyfoot around truth, especially when you're dealing with you, right? You gotta check yourself here, honey bun, before you wreck yourself. Just saying. Walker on the Wind came out. This is so funny. There's some significance to ravens. Because I feel like even in that first one we had, I feel like I was reading about a raven somewhere else. Forgive me, I don't really exactly know. Hold on a second. I thought it was out of this deck though. That's so funny. You guys could be feeling touches as well. I forgot to mention with the angelic realm assistance, light wispy touches. It shouldn't be anything that is like extremely disturbing, anything that feels like bad or makes you feel small. All right, that's not an angelic presence that you know, you're looking for or deserving of, right? I have to say it that way because there's angels of all kinds, but the raven shows the way. Be courageous. Change and chance can bring exciting wonders. So whatever your crossroads is indicating, okay, irregardless, change is inevitable. You're going to have to really get into your gatekeeper energy here and understand that you've got access. You've got keys to the streets. And so what of it is being asked of you? Like, what do you want to do now? Who do you want to be now? Who have you found yourselves to be now? How are you recreating your experience here now? Okay. And this card says, let go. All things are possible on the Borderlands, right? And it's so funny because I don't really know exactly what the reference to Borderlands is. I actually want to, maybe I should look this up. Oh my God, wait, hold on. I was looking for these. No, they don't have Raven on here though. That's crazy. Huh. I don't know. I maybe put it away. Let me just see what Borderlands are. Okay, it's just a district near a border. But, yeah, it's a territory at or near a border. But for me, it's just giving boundaries, right? It's giving restriction. Like even just to say district or zone, it's like it's not inclusive of the whole, right? But you're connected to the all in all. You're connected to the whole, right? And, you know, even in spite of the illusion, in spite of the restrictions here, all right, the truth of the matter is for you here, collective, all is possible. Okay, so let go of the illusion. All right, I know it's like easier said than done because everybody around you, perhaps some of you, are falling prey to the illusion, and or others that we're still referencing in this grouping of people are just meeting their fate. Karma makes sense, okay? But for you, if you take nothing else from this message, all is well, all is possible. That's the truth. That's your truth, okay? You should take that and run with it, just saying, all right? So you guys use music to boost your mood, to assist you with alchemization. Also call upon that angelic realm assistance, okay? And the bell has rung, so we're going to take some more questions before we move on into the next leg of the Love Bunny message session. Much love and light, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with your girl, whether you've got a question or not, okay? And for those that aren't aware, you do get one free question per live stream, all right? So thank you for your participation. And let me just check this box before I move on to the next section. All right, let's see here. All right, you guys, I don't see any questions, so I'm just going to move right along. Okay, so somebody here is going through a bit of a tower moment. This could be connecting to an illness. This could be connecting to finances or travel. This could be connecting to your company. Irregardless, the situation, the history here for those connecting to this reading is essentially, you know, it's giving, you know, made a wish, right? But really, it's more aptly stated, you set an intention, right? You made a prayer request, a petition of the spiritual variety, right? And, you know, maybe there was some sort of incantation connecting to this. Maybe there was some sort of ritual connecting to this or not, okay? And on the other side of really believe it, I'm here. I don't know why. Who is that? Oh, my God. I don't know the name. I think it's, is it, hold on, wait, because I don't want to say it wrong. 'Cause I know it's an iconic band, and I know I should know. I mean, they're before my time, but like, wait, hold on a second, because I'm hearing this song. It just came in like so loud. Hold on. Oh, it's by Journey. I was going to say the wrong. All right, it's Don't Stop Believing. Right? Like it's just, it came in like whoa, okay. All right, so please don't stop believing, for the love of God, even, right? Like who all is connected. I'm over here like, okay, am I even able to deliver the message with that amount of passion that just came through the channeling? Like, whoa, like the way that came through, just like if somebody told me like, oh, love, like your curls were moving, I'd be like, yeah, probably. I was not ready. Okay, hold on. Whew, hold on. That was... All right. So continuing on, please don't stop believing. And please get some more sleep. We're going to talk about this because you're not doing that as much as you should. And when you are, you're having all these vivid dreams. You're feeling stuck, fearing you are stuck. Yet you're healing. Yet you're healing. Yes, I love that for you. Please don't stop. And don't stop believing. You are healing. Yes. Whoever I'm speaking to, though, for real, for real, for real, you've been hearing divination message after divination message, whether you paid for them or not, okay? About like all this abundance, all this, you know, great stuff. And in the meantime, you're dealing with reality. I want to add air quotes to it, right? It's giving, this is a test. This is only a test of faith, so that one day you can give a testament, right? Oh, I love that for you as well. Even though it's easier to just talk about, perhaps, than to walk about. I get that. Here's the sitch, though. On the other side is some shadow work. You facing you. All right, you facing the darker aspected version of self, which goes like, you know how like you start immediately grumbling once you get triggered or pissed about something. You're just immediately whether you're biting your tongue about it or not, right? That version of you. Yeah, you'd have to have a talk, right? Not in the sense that one or more of you has to go and be X'd out for forever, but in the sense of let's balance, okay, so that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot and losing out on some aspects of very well-deserved manifestation. Just saying, okay? Speaking of manifestation, shadow work and manifestation are definitely prerequisites often for fullness of fruition of your manifestations, especially those big ticket items, okay, that many of us like to call them, perhaps, okay? If this is connecting to your business, if this is connecting to big ticket items, if this is connecting to life-changing decisions and or petition for same, okay, please, along with don't stop believing, don't forget about the power of O, right? Those that know, okay? And I'm just making sure she's covered. Yep, just the tattoo showing, okay? So with this sexy time card coming out here, and the burdens energy, okay? It's given, you know, you're not sleeping at night anyways, all right? So to assist you better with that, as well as the manifestation, this is somebody's message. I'm just the messenger, so serious. Go on ahead and use that power of O, okay? You know, do what you gotta there, okay? But also on the other side of manifesting, don't run and go tell that. Don't run and tell, yeah, I'm manifesting blah, 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 right? Because I don't know necessarily that you're around enough people that wouldn't be hate-filled on the other side of you getting the very manifestations you are co-creating, and you are telling the universe, especially through that power of O, intentionally, of course, right? I don't know that they're going to actually want to see you go, right? It's giving you're cleaning house on the strength of that. You're leaving. This could be small town energy as well. People are not going to necessarily want to assist you with pushing yourself out of that crab bucket, that crab barrel. Makes sense, okay? And you will be most assuredly well on your way to that fresh start in business, in life, in love, okay? Be mindful to be ready for the haters, though. I'm getting off of this one, okay? You will most assuredly have to be ready to stand out always and in all ways, most likely, on the other side of you getting that fresh new start, because you are highlighted. You are a miracle, especially at that point on the other side of alchemy. Yeah, that's miraculous energy. People will be talking about you for years, perhaps, on the strength of what you've overcome, not even what you've yet done, what you've yet executed, what you've yet created. There could be some significance to Africa. It's so funny because I saw that pendant, which is basically some form of gold tassel. Tassels could have some significance, but I saw it in the shape of Africa. So maybe somebody here will actually get to visit the motherland, as they call it, as they say, as it is. All right. Yeah, all eyes on you. People will be talking about you, and you're going to have to be okay with that, right? Sometimes it's going to be great stuff they're going to be saying, and other times it's going to be stuff they know nothing about and shouldn't even be saying, right? And you're going to have to still, irregardless, understand how to maintain that sensibility in the flow state, okay? Not falling prey to the pressures of those high highs and or those low lows. You guys, sometimes those high highs are just as detrimental as the low lows. Makes sense? You get really need to be balanced so that you remain in this flow state energy, this baseline energy, calm, peace, and serenity, so that your manifestations come through all the more swiftly in spite of divine timing. Divine timing really just talks about when one or more of you are ready to receive what you're asking for. And often, let's be honest, what you're asking for when you come here often is part and parcel of what you are set out to do, whether you have full on awareness of that and or that's why you're asking and or expecting that or not. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? But please, you guys, you can't just like receive stuff. You gotta, be ready for it. And that's why you're asked to do the work. It's not really about you not being worthy. It's about, are you ready? How would you know? Like, speaking of Amazon, it's like, how, if you got everything that you've ever asked God asked the universe, your higher selves, even the angels, all right, Aunt Mary, right, anybody, for, okay, if you received it all at once. And many of us are going, oh, yeah, I've been waiting a long time, right? Maybe the amount of time you've been waiting has been necessary because you've been growing and loving and pouring into you so that you could be ready for it. And it's not really an overnight attempt. Okay, so of course divine timing has to trump all of that. Don't be so quick to hate divine timing when it's really about you and or someone else who also could be part and parcel of divinity, right? Watch what you're saying and thinking and believing and emitting about self and others. Make sense? All right, but I digress. The last part here has to do with someone who has been having dreams in particular. Okay. Now I did I did pull 3 cards out of the deck, just to try to hit as many people out of the collective as possible, that spirit, would lead me to, basically, to give this message. And I do see we are, with this world card, definitely divinely supported. Okay. This is also giving ancestor vibes. All right. The first card that came out of the dreams deck has to do with water. So maybe somebody has been dreaming about water, has had water in their dream in the sense of ingesting it perhaps, or being physically in it or touched by it, okay? Whether it's rain or a body of water or not. Water is a symbol of your emotional state with association of change and flow. Gosh, there's a theme. Hope somebody picked up on that one, just saying. All right. If you're going through a tough time emotionally, a water dream may suggest you'll pass into a new phase. Whatever form water takes, whether rain, snow, river, lake, waterfall, sea, it's also a symbol of refreshment, healing, or new beginnings. This is so even if you dream of a storm, since all weather is temporary. If water in a river or lake is clear, this is a sign of emotional honesty and resilience. If it's dirty or muddy, this indicates insecurity and perhaps over-reliance on support from others. There's that codependence, toxicity type energy, right? Comes to mind. A swimming pool is a symbol of emotional restraint. A shower or bath suggests you need to cleanse yourself of negativity. Swimming reflects a positive attitude if you're moving through the water happily. But if you're struggling or going against the current or getting submerged, your emotions may be overwhelming you. All right, let me know how that resonates, you guys. That's the first dream sequence that was pulled from the deck. The next one, being late. Okay. Turning up late for an appointment or event can have a range of possible meanings, usually on the theme of something problematic in your approach to some aspect of your life. Perhaps you're showing a lack of confidence or self-esteem or not dealing effectively with practical matters. The most common manifestation is missing a flight or a train, a classic symbol of feeling overwhelmed or not up to the challenge of a task. An alternative meaning is loss of control, in particular, perhaps an inability to cope with deadlines or time pressures. Turning up late in general may be an alert suggesting you need to be more organized and disciplined, but sometimes it's a nudge to make you face your fears and deal with the situation you've been avoiding. If you've suffered a loss of some kind, being late may be straightforwardly a reflection of sorrow or regret. Gosh, I hope no one had a recent loss, but my condolences to you if that is the case, okay? The last and the third card, there could be some significance to threes, because I keep wanting to say third, three, is indicating an actor or celebrity. It's not even Mercury retrograde. I don't even know what's going on. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. So somebody could have had a somebody could have had a dream about a celebrity. I don't know why the name John Travolta popped in my head. That's so funny. I think I was trying to bring up John Cena and John Travolta almost came out. That's why I laughed. That's so funny. Who's having a dream about John Travolta? Like, really? Let me stop. Okay, hold on. When a celebrity or actor or even a historical figure appears in a dream, the significance may lie in what they are famous for, their personality or behavior, or the way they project themselves to others. Okay. The person may represent some aspect of yourself as well here, collective. You need to acknowledge perhaps that aspect of self or integrate that aspect. Or a quality you seek to emulate as well. Consider what the person represents to you. If they're an actor, perhaps it's a role they played that speaks to you. If you dream you're a celebrity or are intimate with someone famous, ooh, this isn't even sexy tarot, guys. What are y'all talking about in your dreams? What y'all doing? This may indicate your desire for greater attention and or success. If you appear in a TV show or a movie in a dream, perhaps you feel you're playing a part in waking life. Appearing as the star may be a warning against self-importance. Conversely, being a supporting actor may mean you should put yourself center stage more. All right. Gosh, that gives like Dandridge vibes. I love it. I love this card. Dorothy Dandridge. So speaking of emotions, all right, current energies are coming out as confusing illusions place and overflowing emotions place, pulled from this tarot, all right, as well as major arcana, the world card, okay, with a 21 angelic code reducing, so there's that 3. Speaking of divine, right, speaking of divinity, but also speaking of communication, divine communication to be exact in this case, okay. And I see somebody is looking to have a new path here because they are definitely, it's giving disgruntled energy with this 4 of Pentacles. I mean, the little dudes over here are like, right? Like that's like a, you know, it's like a Miss Piggy type of personality trait there. When something doesn't go right, perhaps. When something as expected just isn't as expected, perhaps, right? When something, when you couple it with the world card and the strength, okay, when something doesn't go as planned even. This could be connecting back to education. Okay. It's funny because this could be connecting back to actually like a learning institution as well, referable to education. But we are here to learn and grow our souls. So this could be talking about you graduating some aspect of coursework, okay, spiritually. Either way, you will get there. You're just being asked to continue to utilize your strength, to allow yourself to push forward and not roll backwards, right? It's like the world card is likened to that for me personally as the Wheel of Fortune. It's so funny. It's like, it's not really the Wheel of Fortune, but I kind of want to like almost expect that this wreath, as it were, could roll around a bit, either towards betterment or towards detriment, right? And it's giving the choice is yours. Like, what will you in the matter? Like, what are you going to say about it in the matter? What are you going to do about it in the matter? And I get it. In the matter is some sort of environment, ideation, outcome that is less than desirable. Okay. Just trying to see, what is this connecting to? So this is connecting to, you know, some of you are here about a people. Some of you are here about a connection, right? You're here about people, persons. Others are here about aspects of business or really employment, okay? Aspects of income, more aptly stated, right? And or love and income as well. So it's kind of giving it's all over the place. There could be some significance to the initials K and or J, all right? Or E. Somebody could have a name with 2 E's, whether first, middle, or last name. Doesn't have to be the case, but somebody's name could be Desiree as well. All right. But the long story short is, you know, as you kind of loosen up your grip on this expectation, really, even if it's connecting to pentacles or not, may not be. It may just be connecting to even when you thought you were going to graduate from a learning institution or not. There's some sort of faith test, faith walk in this, okay? Something you're very passionate about. You could obsess over this as well. So watch that, okay? With the double card energy, it's giving imprisonment vibes, all right? It's nothing, there's nothing good here, right? Worry is a down payment for everything that you don't want to receive that you're trying to worry about. So be mindful not to ask for it by worrying. And I get it, it's easier said than done. However, ask your guides for assistance, okay? I can't sit here in every freaking live stream and eke out every, you know, aspect of spiritual guidance for each and every one of you all at once. I do try often, right? But really, I can't actually overarch the energy anyhow, because the divine would come for me going, what do you mean that you've made it? Which I can't anyways, just saying, just go with this example. What do you mean that you made it so that they don't got to come to us? Now they're coming to you to get to us. By us, I'm really talking divinity, right? I'm not here for that either. You know what I'm saying? So you guys, you do have to do your part in this, all right? But on the other side of you clearing out that mental space, literally talking about the Ace of Swords here, we're also simultaneously talking about clarity, okay? Slow and steady wins the race, okay, whether in business and in love and in life, okay? So when you see the Knight of Pentacles come out in your tarot readings, all right, you can't go, oh, like it was a doom and gloom sentence, like, I knew it, the freaking Knight of... Guess what? The Knight of Pentacles is the best knight out of the entire deck, okay? Just because it's the slowest doesn't mean it's not the most, you know, stable once it gets there, right? You know, a Knight of Swords can be quite flighty, quite immature, right? So Knight of Pentacles trumps that just because they're slow, right? Once they get there, they don't act like, you know, they don't understand the assignment anymore. They know the assignment. Often they're not going to, you know, drop the ball on the assignment either once they're there, okay? I get it. It's frustrating because it's slow AF, even if this isn't connecting back to a person, and it is connecting back to your finances, right? Your financial health, as it were. Okay. But it is what you make of it. And we talked about the divine timing aspect, right? So really it is what you make of it. Can't really get around it. But your manifestations, you should trust they are in development. They are, it's giving because they exist. They exist for you. All right. And your moment of glory is just around the corner from all of this. Of course, you can't get around the shadow work aspect. But so what of it, okay? Because you're going to get reciprocity on the other side of that from yourself and others, okay? Which really equates to you getting more than what you had to actually give up. And so it's giving a win-win, win-win-win, very vibrational, high vibrational situation and outcome on the other side of this, okay? Better things are ahead. They made cards about it, all right? So please, you could be seeing sixes. I just have 666 with those last 3 cards come out. Okay, you could be seeing ones as well as fives, as well as threes. Okay, so please take heed. The clarity is coming if you allow for it by making time for the divine to put your prayer and petition out there. If you need assistance with even keeping your passion alive at this point, even keeping your hope alive at this point. If you need assistance with keeping yourselves built up in faith at this point, you need to communicate that with your guides, with your archangels, with God, Goddess, Source, the universe. Okay, say, hey, I know, what I should be feeling like or thinking like in these moments. But the truth of the matter is, I need some help about this. On the other side of you, authentically facing that situation as well as yourselves here. And then, of course, on the other side of you, bringing divinity that already backs you further into the forefront of your focus here by putting in your requests, your petitions. It's going to be a win-win-win-win-win on the other side of you realizing, wow, I really am backed. Wow, I really do feel better. Wow, I really can try again. All right? That's what we want for you. So utilize that strength. All right? Get your fire lit again if you got to relight it, okay? Because you're really being called to stay committed to this path. You're really being called to stay committed to this business. You're really being called to stay committed to yourselves. I'm not going to sit here and say you're being called to stay committed to a person, because I feel like that's not necessarily the case for everybody. And so I don't want to like lay a blanket statement out there just to rule out it not falling into the wrong hands, as it were, right? Like on these general collectives, you guys, I'm barely scratching the surface of some aspects of the path, some aspects of the connection, and some aspects of you collective members. So please be mindful. This is not the equivalent to like a personal reading where I really just kind of get into you, your person, the headspace, the higher selves, the dark aspects, and all of that, right? Just to be clear. But irregardless of what you're here for, if you're resonating with this, whether in life, in love, in business, in health, the foundation is being built this whole entire time. Just please don't give up. You giving up is the only way that this foundation, that is the prerequisite to your legacy, whether in love or in business, okay? So please be mindful to learn from the position of the crossroads. Some may say waiting room. I don't like to say waiting room because I don't want you guys getting it twisted talking about, yeah, no, we just wait. No, we're not. We're actively participating and creating and being in alignment and access denying from people, places, and things and mindsets that do not serve us, that do not mean us well. All right, so please study to show yourselves approved so that you know your why in the matter, because people are going to try your boundaries. They're going to laugh at, you reinventing yourself. You know how many times I've been laughed at? Like to my face even. Like, oh, you're trying this now, you're going to do this now, oh, you're this now. The truth of the matter is I'm everything, basically, that I've ever done. So, there's that. I mean, I just am what I am, right? I don't know why people even have time to, like, laugh at others' expense, especially, because it's such a hefty price to pay to do that, right? So if you're being laughed at because, oh, now you've got this other business up off the ground running, if you're being laughed at because you even think you have the ability to have a business, right? Please know that those are really cheerleaders for you. It's what you make of it, just saying, okay? Some cheerleaders, they have the pom-poms. Others, they don't. Okay, some cheerleaders, they have their cheers that really put a pep in your step, and other cheerleaders, they don't. Right? I don't know why I'm getting the Gem and the Holograms reference now. It's like Gems versus Misfits, right? They're both bands, they're both rockers, right? But there's like a different vibe there. Okay, but so what of it? Because you are so powerful and divinely backed by all these forces. I need you to know, collective, you're going to have cheerleaders that are like Gem and the Holograms, as well as the Misfits. You're going to have cheerleaders that go like Archangels, Highest White Light, and others. More than one type of angel, more than one type of vibe per angel even. Makes sense? Same deal with the gods and goddesses if you want to go there, right? It's like Kalima can really come in and save the day or wreck yours. Right? Lord Ganesha, same deal, right? It's what you make of it. It's what you actually are calling out of the experience that matters. And it starts with you, not outside forces. And it's going back to divinity because there's no severability. All right. So you are so powerful to really have anything in your experience unless and until you truthfully don't believe. And you will always be tested on how you believe. You will be tested by your ops on how you believe, as well as the divinity that backs you. Ask those who have gone through as initiates. If you know, you know. Just saying, right? Can't get around it. We're here to learn and grow our souls. Of course, we're going to have umpteen gabillion times to do that, right? And the other side of that is because divine timing, some aspects of divine timing are because some people are not learning the lesson. Some people refuse to learn the lesson. Others overthink during the lesson and overarch the energy and still have to go through the lesson again because they got a little glitched up, right? Ish happens, okay? And again, even there, it is what you make of it, right? Because how are you going to beat yourselves up for not knowing something that you didn't know until you had to find out you didn't know? Like, right? Like, I mean, we're either here to live in all aspects of our freedom or not, right? Don't be so rigid with yourself just because you find that you two are still learning. You're still learning because you're still here, and you're still here because you are to still be learning. Where's the problem? Don't make one out of it. And again, even with that, it is what you make of it. All right. So that's what I have for you, collective. Final round for the bell. I hope you enjoyed those love bunny messages. I know I did. I know I'm going to rewind them and get my own food for thought out of the matter. I really hope that they resonated. You guys let me know if anyone had any dreams about any of the things that we talked about. I'm curious, just on a personal note. All right, let's see here. Intuitive. Oh, we did intuitive and Raymond. So sorry, I scrolled back too far, you guys. Bear with. I don't have my mods today. I don't think so. It's taking me a little bit longer. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay, so okay, this is for Zach here. Okay, much love and light, babe. So, so that's a yes, right? It's so funny because where you have cups, where you have water depicted in tarot, you do have aspects of intuition. Okay, so Queen of Cups comes to mind from the tarot. Zach, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but the Queen of Cups is often hated on by the other queens of the tarot for her psychic connection. All right, of course, going back to the cups, right? You've got 9 here depicted, right? And the 9 of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. It's also that affirmative answer, yes, okay, regarding your mom. But I was mindful to pull from one of my decks for reaching crossed over loved ones. And the first card out, I was wrong and I'm sorry. Second card, I see things differently now coming out for you, Zach. Okay. I also have, I see all that others do. Excuse me. I see all that you do for others. And I realize how much I hurt you. Coming out. Let me see what else. Okay, so you could be feeling touches. She wants to know if you're feeling them. Do you feel my touch came out? Okay, now these touches, Zach, just to be clear, they might feel like tickles. Sometimes people liken them as like feathers or like a eye. You know how like if like an eyelash drops on you, you're like, wait, was that something? What? Right? It would be more like that. It wouldn't be like, oh my god, like, right? Like it's not giving Blair Witch Project vibes, right? Just to be clear, okay? Because your mom's not going to be meaning you any harm. Of course, she's saying I left a piece of me in you, all right? So yeah, definitely intending to be supportive, regardless of how many times maybe was not so supportive in moon cycles past. And you know, this is not to say that, you know, your mom definitely was never supportive, but there could be some heavy theme there, connecting, I'm hearing way back, as far as what maybe she was struggling to support you with, or aspects of you. Okay, Zach, but that's a definite yes, babe. Much love and light to you and your mom. Love and light, Alicia. All right, let's see. Benita is here, and then I see Alicia. Love and light, Benita. Okay, let's see. Wait. Did she tell me to ask me to get the Okay, let me see here. Ooh, let me see here, Benita. That's okay. Let me see. That's too many. Hold on. Okay. Yep, that's a yes. That's a yes, 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 yes. Okay. That is a yes with the Judgment card and the Seven of Pentacles, babe. Benita, that's a yes. Ooh. Aw, much love and light, Zach. You keep talking to her. She's right there. I don't get that she's leaving you. I don't know if you thought that, but you know what's funny is a lot of people can't necessarily wrap their head around this, but like it's so true. If someone is not like attached to their meat suit vessel, right? They can go anywhere and basically be anywhere like that, or and maybe more aptly stated, all at once, right? And so it is such a grave loss when we don't have the tangibility of their presence, right? But really, you guys need to wrap your head around the fact that energy doesn't die, right? Your souls don't die, right? So, of course, just because the body, you know, is no longer functioning in working order and or in existence, it still doesn't mean that you don't have the connectivity. Often when you guys were both in meat suits walking around, right, you had telepathic aspects of communication. You knew that, you know, oh no, the shoulder position, when it changes to this, when the chin quivers, right? Words weren't always needed to be said. So how is that now, just because there's no meat suit, you can't communicate, right? Think about it. Yes, you can. Okay. And maybe you can't hear the way one person, you know, the next person could hear, right? But you still should communicate, if that makes sense, because you're going to hear back way faster, a lot more, all right, perhaps, if you at least do your part of communicating. It also does help you with, you know, getting over the loss. The more that you give yourselves chances, and this person or these people, all right, because I'm talking to Zach, but I'm also talking to the collective, right? Makes sense, okay. The more that you give them chances, of course, keeping Holy Spirit with you and asking for protection, you know, that the protection that divinity is looking to afford you anyhow, right? But, you know, you guys should be able to just speak out or think out, okay? Whatever you do have to say. I mean, often your loved ones are there knowing what the thoughts are anyways, but you're the one not communicating. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to you, Zach. I'm just saying, like, in general, people, you know, I know and love many people that, you know, they're, it's like their parents are right freaking there. I'm like, uh-huh, yeah, I know. I'm like communicating, like, basically like, sorry, like, I know I've been trying to like get them to see that, right? And there's like, you know, sometimes even urgency there. It's like people, they pass on, they're like pleading with the nearest psychic, like, please get them to acknowledge me. And it's like, I can't make anybody do what they don't want to believe, right? But you guys, once you realize, oh, that's the truth, yeah, like energy never does die, right? Then you can kind of make sense of things. All right. And that's my goal. I mean, that's part and parcel of why the channel was created, right? So I don't mind talking about it. Okay. Much love and light, you guys, though. You're very welcome, Benita. He's interested, but like, should we care? Let's see, Benita. Oh, said should we care? No, and got a no at the bottom of the deck. Wow, Benita. Oh my God, a chariot came out of the deck with the no, because that's a liar and a cheater right there. Oh, you saw that on the camera, Benita. Oh, shoot. Just saying. You better act like you know, babe, and keep your sword of truth and clarity with you for you, because if not, otherwise you might owe yourself an apology because you already know. Just saying, Benita. Hope you're still with me. Much love and light, babe. All right, so that's what I have for you guys, I guess. I don't think we have any. I don't think I skipped over anybody. I did great. Oh, my moderators would be so proud of me. I hope you guys found a way and a reason to smile today, tonight, however, whenever this message meets your soul, okay? And if you hadn't yet, go on ahead and I dare you, F around and find one, okay? There's more than one, so you can find at least something. Just saying, all right? Not everyone here may celebrate Easter, but I'm mindful it's Easter weekend for those that do celebrate. Much love and light to you, of course. Happy Easter. We will be doing something a little special this Sunday. So be mindful of that, keeping in line with the theme to some degree, all right? You're very welcome, Zach. And you know what? I don't know that you could actually live without her, if that makes sense. Like she's like part of your. Let me just triple check because I don't. Hold on, let me just triple check here, Zach. But I'm pretty sure she's part of your like team now. So. Yes, that's a very yes, sir. Yes, Zach. Mom is right there, pulling in your manifestations with you. See, this is how we're all connected. Makes sense. I love that for you, Zach. I love that for Mom too. So love and light to you both. That's truth. That's truth. Love and light. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with your girl. I'm gonna be back on, not exactly sure when, sometime this weekend, of course. But if this is where I leave you, okay, because I'm mindful we all got different stuff going on, especially on a holiday weekend like this. Please be mindful to be nice to yourselves. Give yourselves your own appreciation. All right, because it doesn't really work without you, without your participation by it. I'm talking life, right? Especially in a collective form and measure. Makes sense? So thank you for those that have been doing the shadow work, have been facing themselves, have been challenging themselves, have been growing themselves, because I say thank you because we're all connected. All right. Yeah, it's well and good for me to have literally the best collective. So it's great to talk about that as well. But really, you guys, we should be all celebrating everyone's divine. All right. And so it's wonderful to talk about. Maybe we can't talk about that in every area of our lives and every environment that we may find ourselves currently. All right, but you guys, you better be prepared to come on here, especially within the next few weeks, and talk about it. Okay, you guys have been doing a lot of work with your manifestations, with keeping your faith muscles flexed, with fighting that good fight, which is not fighting any demons, right? It's instead fighting with faith. Okay, fighting that good fight of faith. As you do that, gosh, you've already won. You don't even have to wait to hear a word about it. You can just lay claim to it. It's that truthful, truth filled, okay? As you are spirit filled, makes sense? You are a divine being having a human like experience. So please don't fall into the illusion that you're boxed in some sort of box, okay? And please don't believe same thing about the divine. My goodness. All right. We're in new earth energy. It's time you live like it, okay? And if you're saying, I don't really know exactly what all love is saying, please study yourselves to show yourselves approved. If you have any questions that you've got to get the answers to, and if I can be of assistance to you, please let me know. Check that description box below. Book your session. Do what you gotta. But either way, I digress. Don't give up. You're too much. You're doing too great. Right? Even when you think you're not, even in those moments you're shining. I need you to believe that, collective. That's literally the truth. You're so amazing. And I really do love you. Much love and light to each and every one of you.